Welcome to Frank Talk with Grace, a podcast where we strike conversations that ignite change. We inspire hope, build confidence, and encourage people to live up to their potentials. And I'm your host, Grace E. Etta. It's always a pleasure having you on the show. So, dear friend, are you feeling stuck, confused, or afraid? Are you feeling like life is moving at a faster pace and you are just stuck in the middle, not knowing what to do or how to catch up with life? Now, let me tell you the story of a very tiny seed called mustard. You say mustard was a very tiny seed. When compared with seeds like the mango, the avocado, the plum, and all of that, mustard came far behind them because it was very tiny. And due to its size, mustard was afraid because it felt it couldn't fit in. Like the others who are so big, Mustard felt it couldn't fit in, it couldn't catch up, it couldn't meet up with the others. So, mustard, being a seed, was buried within the earth. It was planted, and mustard refused to sprout, it refused to grow. Now, the rains came and showered mustard soothingly, but mustard would not sprout. The winds came, tossed mustard from the left to the right, swayed mustard back and forth, but still mustard wouldn't sprout. Now the sun came, shining on mustard so warmly and brightly, but mustard still wouldn't sprout. Mustard was afraid of what the future held for it. It was afraid that the rains would come and wash it away. It was afraid that the winds would come and toss it away. It was afraid that when the sun shone too brightly on it, it would dry out. Mustard was scared of sprouting. It didn't want to, it didn't have the courage to experience life. And so the rains came again, this time falling gently on Mustard and whispering into Mustard's ear, telling Mustard to trust the process. The winds came, swaying Mustard once more gently and whispering into Mustard's ears to trust the process. Now the sun came once more and shone brightly on Mustard, and Mustard began to feel some warmth in his heart. Giving finally into the whisperings of the sun, Mustard began to sprout. And when Mustard popped its head out of the soil, it began to experience the beauty. It saw the green grasses, it saw the butterflies, it saw the grasshoppers, it saw insects, it saw birds, and all of them were whispering and talking to Mustard, and Mustard began to feel good. Now you might be feeling like Mustard, stuck in the middle, feeling like life is moving at a faster pace than you. But now let me tell you what happened to Mustard. As Mustard began to grow, it became one of the biggest trees ever planted. Mustard grew so large and so big that it provided shelter both to birds and to humans. The humans will often come under mustard to to rest, to relax, and to feel fine. Now the birds came to Mustard to build their nests. They built their nest on Mustard's tree and took shelter in Mustard's tree. Mustard felt good about itself. It felt for once that it had a purpose to fulfill. It felt for once that it was useful. And that is the story of the mustard seed, the tiny seed who grew to become a very large tree. Now, like a mustard, you might have been afraid. You might have been stuck in the middle. You might have been confused. But let me tell you, your world is counting on you. Can you trust the process? Trust that the challenges of life have come to prune you, not to drown you. Trust that the winds of life, though turbulent and all of that, have come to direct you to the right path. Trust that the sun, though shining so brightly, has come to fill your heart with warmth, making your life bright and beautiful. Now, like Mustard said, trust the process and then let go of your fear. Let go of all that has held you back, of the challenges you have felt, of the things you have encountered that you feel that are the problem. Let these challenges become stepping stones to your greatness. Conquer them one step at a time And like Mustard said, your family might just be depending on you. Your community might just be depending on you. Your generation might just be depending on you. Trust the process. Let go of the chains that have held you bound, of the fear you have experienced, and live life just a little, one day at a time. And in the nearest future, you'll find that out that was the best decision you made. Like Mustard said, I want you to step out of the darkness into the marvelous light of Christ and live your life so brightly that the world will come to your rising. Like the Mustard said, you will become very, very great. I am rooting for you. I hope this message meets you well. And if you've been inspired by this message, why not just click the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share the message to all who you care about. I'll see you in the next one. I remain your host, Grace E. Etta. Ciao, ciao.